All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
Right here, if you have a beard, random men are going to always walk up to you and try to lick your beard.
Ew, that's so disgusting. Oh.
You're one of Ben's kittens.
Hold on. So I'm like, nope. Oh, well, you lost all your fleets.
Oh fuck. Not what we intended. Oh god. What do we do?
The Meta Show.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Meta Show. We do have CCP Larrikin with us today, and we also have Nystrik as usual. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and we do have quite a few things to cover. If you have any questions, please put them in chat. We will get to them as quickly as possible. If we miss them, just ask them again, and if we keep missing them, just spam them until we actually answer them.
Nystrik cake is a good way to get me to figure it out.
Right. And we also, CCP Larrikin is in chat, so if you have a question for him, you can also tag him or myself. So, what's up, CCP Larrikin, the newest game designer for CCP?
What's up? It's a wonderful. I believe it's almost summer here or so. I don't know. There's still.
It is
I think
Iceland.
that's what I was gonna say. People probably tell you that it is, but you're probably like, what?
Yeah.
He
honestly,
thinks he saw the sun earlier.
I think honestly, I've been here a month. I have no idea what to believe or not to believe anymore. I'm pretty sure elves are real, but I have no idea beyond that.
Understandable. So you've been playing Eve for a long time before you actually got into. Well, maybe not a long time, but a few years, right?
Yeah. Well, no. I started back in 2003.
Okay, so a little while. Yeah.
So a long time, yes.
Yeah, but I've taken breaks. Like I took a couple of years off here and there, and then in late 2008, I don't know. The addiction got me. I finally, just was on that wagon, and it was all too late. I couldn't get out of it, and ever since then, until like a month ago, when suddenly I couldn't play anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's understandable. I think, and you also went out with a bang, sacrificing your Aeon to Brave Newbies.
Well, that's wonderful.
I would like to say it was planned, but that wasn't. I actually went back to Brave Newbie space with a pimp fit Chimera in a public roam, but it survived, so I ended up giving it away. What do you do?
Not bad. Not bad at all. So I guess everyone knows you now as CCP Larrikin, but other people, I'm also asking me in private channels, isn't that actually someone else? So what was your persona inside the game?
So I used to be known as Dark Razor, CEO of Van Diemen's Demise, which was in Pandemic Legion, and before that NC Dot, and before that CO2, and before that some other stuff.
Just a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, well, EX Villain, thank you for the resub, buddy. Appreciate it. And I'm also getting a lot of questions: is why are you on the Meta Show and not fixing the servers?
What? Because I don't know anything about the servers, so I can get down there and fumble with them if people want. But literally, that is worse than sending the intern in at this stage. So. I think, to be honest, Laz is basically doing a service to the Eve community, keeping me away from the servers.
As far as possible.
We're actually the distraction, so that he doesn't cause more issues, is what he means.
What's this button do, I wonder?
Never not push the shiny red button that says
yes.
Do not touch.
That's always been my theory about IT, and it's always worked for me so far. So,
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we did just another resub, which is, or not resub, but new sub. Combat Zerg, thank you so much for the subscription, buddy. So the team you're on is... Which team
Pirate Unicorns?
Pirate Unicorns. So that is mainly the NPE stuff, which is CCP Rise, CCP Delegate Zero, CCP Karkur.
Hold on. No. You're ruining it.
What do I...
Oh no. What have you done, Laz?
Mate, come on. Last time we did an interview, a couple of weeks ago, I didn't know the CCP name of everyone on my team, and now I do, and you're just naming them all and taking away my
stealing his
glory.
thunder. I embarrassed him in the video interview because I was like, I asked him, so who all's on your team? And he was like, I think you do what, Rise and Delegate Zero?
Delegate Zero and Karkur. So, okay, the Delegate Zero, Karkur, I'm probably mispronouncing these, so I know I'm still screwing it up a little bit. Colgate, I think. Oh wow, this is difficult. Screeker, maybe? Is that a Screaker.
Does that sound right?
That doesn't sound right. Scarpia and Turtle Power.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Scarpia, who is the lead game designer, is he actually on the team or kind of just like in a management role?
Both.
All of the
All right.
above.
So you know all the names now, but what's all of their job titles?
They're all members of Team Pirate Unicorns. That's their titles. Members of Team Pirate Unicorns.
Yes.
So
that's all they do
that's-
is be
yeah.
members of Team Pirate Unicorns.
Yeah. No, so I'm gonna screw this up. So Scarpia's like the design director.
I'm just kidding with you, man. You don't have to tell them, unless you really want to. If you
Well,
really want to, go to it.
No, because it like less mistakes, less chances of me making a mistake is good. Let's just move on.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing on this team?
Well, so we did a bunch of stuff with. Well, when I say we, I still feel like I'm claiming responsibility for stuff that happened like long before I even joined. But we did a bunch of stuff on the new player experience, and we're continuing to iterate on that. So you will probably see things come out on Sissy and then on TQ shortly. We're expanding the opportunities. We're still not where we want to be. We think there's heaps of more room for expansion yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to see the opportunity that is Loser Titan. Like, that's what I want to see. Or Builder. I guess we should have Builder Titan before we lose one. But, you know, I want that level of opportunity, and I think most of the team does here, but it's going to take a little while. We probably should tell people how to, you know, fly spaceships and whatnot before we start telling them about Titans.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's kind of an important thing to know how to do in EVE Online, a spaceship game.
And you don't want to shove them into Titans too soon, because then they unsub and stop playing.
No.
We should
You
probably
guys-
do something about that. Anyway, so we're also doing some module Terracide work, and I think the cat's out of the bag, but we're going to be looking at propulsion modules and some of the tanking modules. Okay. That's certainly not going to be in the patch that's in like a week or 2 weeks or something. Maybe 3 weeks actually is when it's out.
So it's going to be the next release? Not June.
Well, I don't want to say, but maybe. Sure, why not?
Okay. Hopefully.
Not out of my words, but that's what Laz seems to think. So, but you know, we're working on that, and I actually think you'll probably see a whole bunch of posts on the forums asking for player feedback because we've got some potentially controversial naming changes, and we want lots of feedback on that. I can't wait to read a whole bunch of constructive criticism about these changes that we're thinking about making.
Yeah, that's all you get on forums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very constructive. Everybody is really polite and constructive.
No
one ever makes a mean post.
No,
There's
not at
no
all.
mean posts allowed.
No, not on the EVE Online forums. Everyone in EVE's really nice.
No. No, so you've been playing since you started playing in 2003, and
Yep.
it is now 2015, and you've transitioned into CCP. What was that like moving from a player in this game to someone who's going to be supporting it with content?
Okay, so this isn't going to directly answer the question, but like 2 days ago, I was sitting in a pizza shop or pizza place, eating a pizza with some other CCP dudes, looking outside at it snowing, and it finally, like, literally hit me 2 days ago. Holy shit, I have moved around the world, and I am now working for CCP. This is amazing. What the hell have I done? I am also really glad that I've done it. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's like the most surreal thing that I've ever done, because it's just completely different. And sad as well, because, like, I had super, super close friends I used to play EVE with, and I can't play with them anymore. But also amazing. Like, it is incredible. I mean, everyone in Iceland I have met is nuts and crazy, but generally also awesome. So yeah, it's crazy, basically. How's that? Does that answer?
That's pretty good. I saw
Yeah.
on Twitter earlier that you've had two dates so far with Puncturus.
Well, yes. No, that's
Wow.
true. But like, also communal dates, like you know, maybe 20 people came, so it was very intimate.
Those are the kind of dates that you go on when you're like 14 and your mom doesn't let you date, and you're like, no, it's a group thing. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Yes, you've nailed it. Actually, that's like literally. If maybe my mum should have been there. I probably would have done a little better.
So before you came to work for CCP,
Yeah.
and if this is too deep into your personal life, let me know. But what was your profession before? When you were an internet spaceship commander, what was your profession at that time?
Well, I was an internet spaceship commander. That was my profession, but unfortunately, that didn't pay very well at all. So I also did some IT management work in the education sector. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you were, which I think Eve has the most IT nerds out of like per capita than any other game I've ever played.
Probably.
I don't think Eve's a nation, but if it was, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
It makes me feel really odd and out there because like people be talking about that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, I have no idea at all what anyone's talking about right now. It's unfortunate.
Well, I don't want to pry, but I know what Laz does for a job. What do you do for a job?
I teach shitty, awful children.
No, they're our future.
They're wonderful.
I know they are, and I try so
beings.
hard to be positive about it, but sometimes I'm just like...
Everyone's doing hashtag Evenation in chat.
I had a kid yesterday tell the entire class that his best friend, or his girlfriend, was his right hand.
That's...
Without realizing what he had just admitted to everybody. Me and my coworker exchanged looks of, oh god.
Wait. I need to know how old the children are.
He's 9. He didn't understand. He's like, what? What's the problem? And I was like, oh no.
That's good. I don't know what to say.
That's
I feel so bad for him.
Where the adults know the innuendo there, but the kids are so young and naive and innocent. And she makes fun of them. She makes fun of them for it.
Yeah, it's like watching some of those kids' movies, and there's like all this adult innuendo that just goes straight over the kids' heads. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's my favorite thing.
So, moving from Australia to Iceland. I mean, the climate's a little bit different, I think.
Is it cold there?
Apparently it's really warm at the moment, right? So I'm sorry, I'm just looking at one of my co-workers. He's showing me a beer.
Here.
Later.
Later. You can drink it. This is not a 21 and younger stream. You can have your alcohol beverages on stream. It's okay.
Excellent. So. Look, I think it's freezing here. Everyone here seems to think it's quite nice and very close to shorts weather. Yeah. I think they're all nuts.
That's what they were saying at FanFest. Everyone at FanFest will say, "Wow, this is the nicest weather we've had in months." What are you talking about? They're walking around in shorts and t-shirts, and I'm freezing my ass off.
I know. Well, there were a couple of days, like a couple of days ago, I guess, a couple of days ago. You know that fits together, where it was pretty good. Like the sun was out, and like it wasn't warm, but the sun was out, and that was a unique experience for me. And then it's just snowed everywhere, and I almost died walking from a friend's car to my apartment because of the frozen ice on the ground. And slipping over, but I didn't. I recovered. It was all good.
Is there a video of that posted on YouTube so you can be internet famous like Carker?
I hope so, but unfortunately not. No.
Well,
what I'm trying to say is, every day I take my life into my hands just walking around here.
Yeah. Well, you haven't made it to the proper like winter yet, where it's 24 hours of darkness.
Well, I know, and this is the funny thing, because I moved from Australia, which is like some people think is a little bit dangerous, to Iceland, where there's literally nothing that can kill you except Iceland itself.
So you went from having everything is literally poisonous to
everything is
I will either freeze to death or die in some sort of lava flow.
Oh, well, at least you have a good story.
Yeah.
I'd rather not die of poisonous things, because I don't like them.
Not die.
From swapping that from a player to a CCP employee, what are you going to miss most about being a player?
That there's so many things there. Like, okay, let's break this down. What would you miss most? If I said that's it, you can't play Eve again. Like with all the people you play now, you cannot play Eve with them. You can't jump on comms and talk shit with them or anything like that. And you can't jump on Dune forums or any but bang, cut off, cold turkey. What would you miss most?
Probably just FCing, like interacting with everyone.
Yeah.
I think everyone else would rejoice because then I wouldn't be able to make any more posts, and they wouldn't have to read my bad posts. But other than that,
But you can make dev posts.
yeah.
And make people read them.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not entirely accurate, but yes.
It's okay. People will read them because you're at CCP, and they're like, "Well, what's he doing now?" So
Yeah.
they'll know. Yeah, I think that's what I would miss too. I'd miss the interaction with people because when hopping into comms and bullshitting around is a lot of fun.
So everyone
Yeah,
keeps
and
asking still. Do we actually know what's going on with the servers, Larrikin?
I don't. I am going to chase this up with people that might know. Live on air.
On air.
Where,
He's just gonna get up and walk away and go knock on the server door. server
yeah,
room door.
excuse me. Oh, well, they're in London, so it'd be a bit of a cold wide go. I'll give it a shot. What was I saying? Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm missing as well. Like I have just talking with people, and not even like my court mates, because screw those guys. No one likes them anyway. It's like all the other people, like jumping on public roams and just jumping like with the Australian community. I used to do heaps of stuff with the Australian community. Big shout out to Faulty7, happy birthday Faulty, and like all of the other cool dudes.
He's face palming right now.
I know, that's why I said.
I think he's learned to live with it though.
I think he's embraced it. Like I think it's like Stockholm syndrome at this stage. Like
I can understand that.
Yeah. I'm just texting about the server 1 sec. That's what I miss is just hanging with like super cool Eve nerds and talking sometimes about Eve things, sometimes not. Instead I get to hang with super cool CCP nerds and talk about sometimes Eve things, sometimes not. So swings and roundabouts. But yeah.
So as a game designer, what are your role? Like what do you do? What is your job?
That's like super hard to explain. So, quick side note: the servers, some stuff happened, and the gerbils got out. But we sent a kid down there. Look, I don't know, but apparently it should be better. I can make up stuff about it, but
that definitely sounds better.
Yeah, is it? There we go. I've asked people in Twitch chat. I'm sure I'll get good responses.
Yes. Oh, and Drunken Goon, thank you. I appreciate you noticing my new haircut, and it is a little bit lighter than it was before, so appreciate it.
Can someone? I haven't seen Laz's haircut because we don't see him in the little Skype window.
Oh, I think he was also. I think he was talking about Nystrik's haircut, but I took credit.
and then he just took credit. I was like, "This is great. This is perfect."
Egotistical, Laz.
Wow, I am an FC. You should know how it is.
Good call. So sorry. What? Look, game design is like I don't know, and I'm not claiming to be super amazing. I'm learning, and I think everyone who's in game design is. But it's like a heaps of documentation. Like he's just writing down systems and ideas for change, and like issues with current systems. So writing heaps and heaps and heaps of documentation. Like debating with people. Listening to people's ideas, gaming them out, and then having massive conversations about no, you're an idiot because that's just not how this works, and no, I'm an idiot because I got it. Just like really just getting into the guts of it with people and going through the implications of what a change might mean, or why a system is broken, or why it's not, and then a little bit of authoring. But 90% of it is documentation and like heaps of talking. That sounds really like I sound like a slacker just saying talking is my job, but it kind of is. Like that is what it is you go you come up with a system and then you need to defend it or be a proponent of it or whatever. That's really what it's about. I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
does that make sense?
It
does. I mean, because I know from talking with some of the other developers that you guys do have a lot of meetings that you have to go through, and you kind of sit in like the game design meetings, and you have team meetings and all that type of stuff. But in the game design process, like say your team, Pirate Unicorns, is working on something. Do the other game developers from the different teams actually know what you're working on and work on or contribute like ideas, or is it kind of like and you're refined to just your team? So
like a team has ownership over a feature, right? They like this is what we're going to work on, and they have ownership over it. But let's say I'm going to rebalance. I've decided, I'm being completely facetious. This is not happening. I just want to make this extremely clear. I am being sarcastic, and we will not be doing this. But let's say
this is actually happening with what he means. This is all 100% going in the game next week. This coming Tuesday.
Let's say we decided the Ishtars just weren't powerful enough, and that I think we need to make them launch 20 drones.
Wrong.
Just to just because there's probably one instance in Eve where they're not the best choice. So we need to fix that and make them the best choice everywhere. So that would become like a project that the team works on, and would do all the authoring changes and whatnot. But before we do that, we would also be talking to all the other game designers, and it would be like, I think Ishtars aren't quite possibly the best choice for this specific thing in Eve, and we need to fix this. And by doing that, I'm proposing letting them launch 20 drones at one time, and then Fozzie would call me an idiot and tell me, no, that we're not going to do this because that's a horrible idea. And then I would have to defend my position, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Fozzie's a super nice guy, but I mean, let's face it, the idea of Ishtars launching 20 drones is pretty...
I don't know, you've got chat
that is a pretty bad
excited
idea. I
about that
think
Ishtar
they
buff.
should have 40 drones instead.
40?
Yeah,
Dang,
40. I think 20 is not enough.
So I just, again, we're not doing this. This was theoretical, hypothetical,
So
all of the above.
Guys, go ahead and go to the Evo forums and make posts now. You guys heard it here on the Meta Show.
I'm going to get fired a month. I've been here a month.
Yeah, your cargo ship isn't even here with your stuff yet.
I hasn't even left Australia. Yeah, maybe. No,
Oh,
maybe I should
that's
tell them
perfect
that
then.
has left.
It's already there. You can
Tell
go get
them
it
to
back.
stay there. It's fine.
Just, I'll be back for it. I'll be there shortly. Yeah, so it's like a team will own a feature, but if that feature affects more than whatever the team's working on, then it's other people are going to have input. Or if someone is in the company, and because everything we do is kind of public within the company, right? They can be like, hey, have you thought about this or whatever? So yeah, we get heaps and heaps and heaps of feedback from everyone, and that's cool. I actually really like that.
No,
So when you go ahead.
Sorry. It's good to, it's one of those things where it's obviously that happens, but it's good to hear a dev speak about that kind of stuff, because there's sometimes where people see changes in a game and they're like, did you talk to your other departments? Because I don't think you so to hear it kind of like, yes, these things are considered. If this thing impacts other people in other departments, we talk about it, I promise. So
Well, we absolutely, but you guys have seen this, because we'll go, we want to make this change, and there'll be heaps of talk inside CCP, and then we're like, let's go to the CSM, and the CSM tell us, you're idiots because you didn't do this. And then we go, okay, we thought about this, now we've fixed it, and then we post it on forums, and then we get super constructive criticism from everyone on the forums, and we're like, that's awesome ideas, guys, we'll totally make our idea better, heaps more better. And then the idea evolves. You guys have seen, you go check out some of the posts that we made about this, again, all before my time, but changes to recons and stuff, and how those ideas evolved as people made suggestions. You have seen this. We want feedback, and if anyone tells you CCP don't listen, then I just
people used to
I
tell
will
me.
listen. I will listen to you.
I
So
promise.
when you guys are working on a project, do you guys use Confluence or Trello or something like that to kind of manage ideas? Everyone in CCP actually able to see those ideas, or do you guys have refined boards that everyone puts their own stuff on?
I actually don't know what I can tell you or not, but we use something like one of those things.
Okay. That's okay.
Is that vague?
I don't want to get you fired.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief.
If you get me fired, you have to get me a replacement job.
You can come live on my couch, man.
Okay, done.
We can play Eve together.
That's gonna be awesome
that's so
if we
cute.
manage to FC against each other. We could
LAN
literally shout
party.
at each other. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that.
Until one of us headshots the other in the beginning of a fight. Yeah. So we ended up a fist fight IRL over headshotting an Eve.
I can't FC at the moment. Laz is hitting me.
Pulled out the Ethernet cable.
That's why you guys just have to always be streaming. Just that way.
Yeah, yes, that's the only way to keep it fair. We stream all the things. 24/7.
See fists coming at Larrikin's head from the side, and everyone's like, "What's happening?"
So everyone
also,
keep
you have to
asking.
wear pants.
I keep seeing this a couple times in chat where people want to know, what do you think, Larrikin, about the Brave? I guess they're mentioning Brave complaining about a ex-PL member going into the new player experience team.
Yeah.
I guess they're worried that an elite PvP PL member can't help new players, is what it sounds like they're trying to say.
Then they should give me advice on what they think I can do to help new players and what's going to improve new players' experience. So, being straight up honest, right? I haven't been a new player for, I'm sorry, really bad at maths, 12 years, all right? So, some of their criticism is legitimate. I do not have the same perspective on being a new player as some of the people coming to Brave newbies do. That I can't, that's just the way it is. But saying that, the people who do have that experience should totally come and talk to me about it. Tell me about their experience. Tell me about what they think might make it better. Send me emails in game. It's CCP. I can't spell, but it's in the Twitch chat and whatnot, right? Send me emails, whatever. Talk to I've played with a bunch of the guys from Brave Newbies, like some Kagali. I probably mispronounced his name, and Kira Tasakamoto. I think I probably mispronounced that name as well.
Tsukimoto, yeah.
That'll do. Yep. I've FC'd some of their fleets and played against them and played with them, and I really, really value new players. And in fact, that's what sometimes got me playing again, was like, because you get the whole bit of that thing where you're like, oh, Eve's this and Eve's that, and then you jump on with a whole bunch of new players, and they're like, oh my god, we just did a fleet warp, and it's actually like the This Is Eve trailer, and you're like, oh my goodness,
They're so cute. Yeah, I know.
Like it's super powerful, and I want to do the absolute best I can for them. And if they have advice and ideas, they should spam them at me.
I don't see why PL getting into like the new player experience, starting a newbie corp could be like, I don't know why it would be an issue. I mean, offering a diverse range of experiences for new players all around is a good thing, no matter which corp it comes from. And if you throw new players at a more elite PvP entity and they stick and they like it, then they stick and they like it, and that's great. And if they don't, there's Karma Fleet, there's Brave, there's Test, there's everywhere is opening up for new players. And if you don't like that place, there's another place for you, I promise.
Yeah, and look, and part of the new player experience is also what goals they want to work towards and why they want to keep playing the game beyond just the first 2 months.
Right.
And that's stuff I have heaps of experience in, and that's where some of my skills can hopefully be valuable to that new player experience.
Right, it's always about finding that place for that new player where they feel like they're welcome, they enjoy it, it's fun, it's interesting, and I mean that
they have something to work towards.
And it's not always an automatic thing. For me, I was lucky.
Yeah.
I joined Test and I loved it, and it was great. For some players, they joined Corps and they were like, this is awful and I hate this. And then joined somewhere else, and finally it clicked. It's just a matter of time and places.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounded really...
What? Sorry, did that have a... sorry guys, I didn't mean it like...
So how many folks are you stroking, CCP Larrikin?
Hands up here, hands up here.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, as I wasn't... Wow, man.
It went there.
Wow,
No.
Are you trying to get me fired, man? What is going on here? We shared a beer in Nora's. I thought that was a bond of brotherhood or something.
No. It's okay. Just blame it on me. It's okay.
All right.
Just
Cool.
tell Ned or Manifest it's all my fault.
All right. Literally sending him an email right now.
No, but talk about the new players thing is every single Tuesday I've actually started doing a Newbie Tuesday stream where it's nothing but new player stuff every Tuesday. And this week we're actually doing fleet etiquette, where we're going to do a NPSI fleet for all new players, and they can come and get a Tech 1 frigate and join the fleet, and we're just kind of going to go over what happens in fleets and kind of what they can do. So what we're trying to do is actually maybe you want to come on stream one of these days and help run the class. And
I don't know if I can, but if I can, I would totally love to do that. That would be amazing. I will ask people who can fire me if I can go do that.
Please let me go on Newbie Fleet.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to, but if I am, I'm there.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, we'll have to send emails to Ned Coker and beg him to let you.
Yeah. That'll work. That'd be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of like new player experiences, just thinking about, the stuff that was released with the SOV updates and the structure stuff, talking about bringing new players and new types of players into nullsec. I'm really excited to see like the way that, industry, people, corp focused things might be able to be brought into nullsec and stuff like that. And
I just we were talking about this the other day in a game design meeting, and about how the industry affects like the levels that affect your defense, right? Like make it harder and easier to take over SOV. And like I had this picture in my mind of Lazarus leading this massive fleet and taking over this space, and then immediately upon taking over this station be like, all right, everyone dock and undock in all your mining ships, and we've got to go mine to raise the levels as quickly as we can.
Mining CTA, let's go.
I was just like, Laz leading a mining fleet. That's what this is going to lead to. This is going to be amazing. Yes.
You guys thought the days of mining CTAs were over. You're wrong.
Exactly. It's coming. We're bringing it back, baby.
No, we're not.
He doesn't.
It will never happen.
Hopefully, there's specific mining corps that can take on the banner of
makes
mining
my head hurt
CTAs.
just thinking about it. I mean, even like sieging structures would be. I would go back to sieging structures instead of having to run mining ops.
But okay, on a serious note, like I didn't actually dream about you doing that. Although
I love the fact that I'm in your dreams, though. I mean, it's
every night.
I'm pretty
at
flattered.
Midday, this has gone in a horrible.
With all your stroking.
I don't know.
This is happening.
I'm so sorry. I'm a nice person. I feel like
I'm
I've been victimized. I'm the victim here.
Yeah.
I can see nullsec groups bringing industrial groups in because it actually improves their defense, and that's what I really like about this this mechanism. Right? It's bringing in a mining group isn't just, well, this will be convenient because we don't have to import minerals when we're going to build things or whatever, or we can charge them tax. It's like, no, this actually makes our system more defensible. This is a good thing. So yeah, look, I like it. I know where it's going to go more, and it's going to be super cool, and I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see how the players are going to try and break it.
Well, as a former EVE player and still an Australian national, what do you think of the primetime 4-hour windows?
I've got mixed emotions about this.
I think we all do.
Asking the hard questions on the meta show right here.
Yeah. It's, so some of the stuff that I know some of the stuff that Fozzie's working on. So my team isn't working on SOV directly. I want to make that I don't know.
Crystal clear,
and like let's like I'm assuaging all blame. What's the word? Anyway, so I don't know all the things because this isn't my team that's working on it. But I know that that's something that the team that is looking at, and they've got some super cool ideas about how to manage that. That I think is going to assuage some of the Australian and European, Russian, etc. time zones sort of fears. But that said, if people actually break this down, there's less reinforced timers, unless I'm being dumb, there's less reinforced timers with the new system than the old system. That's right, Laz, right?
Yeah.
So you're losing one. So if you actually break it down, there's no difference. So previous to the old SOV system, let's say an Australian time zone corporation or alliance was assaulting an American one, they could go in and do the initial reinforce, and then they would have to alarm clock to the time of the American alliance set it at, which was probably in the American time zone, right?
Right.
So, and then they would have to alarm clock like 3 times. with the new system, they're just going to have to alarm clock 3 times.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, well,
so they're not going to do that initial reinforce. They're just going to have to alarm clock 3 times. But the alarm clocking is the same. Like with both systems here, there's no difference to that. It's just that initial reinforce. All of that said, I think we're still going to see heaps of stuff timed through the Australian time zone because people are like, well, that's my strongest comparative time zone. It's not about what my strongest time zone is, but when you're comparing against the most likely attacker, which time zone am I stronger than them in? So you're still going to see heaps of stuff timed for the Australian time zone, just like you do now. I don't think the motivation for that has changed at all. So yeah, I don't know. I think the swings and roundabouts, and I think some of the stuff that the team's going to announce is probably going to make people pretty happy. But we'll wait and see what the constructive criticism is.
Yeah, so the timers you can alarm clock for, but with Eve there is a lot of nationalistic alliances because you have the Russian alliances. I don't even know. You have the Romanian alliance that used to be around, which I'm not sure if they're still around.
I think so.
Then you have Serbians, which is mainly CO2 has a big group of Serbians, and there's there's a lot of different like ethnic nationalities that make their own alliances. You don't think that the 4-hour window is going to really stop them from being able to reinforce things initially?
I think it's going to make it difficult, but it's going to make it difficult. It makes it difficult now. Like the 6 hour. Right. The 6 hour timer that you can set it in makes it difficult now. I don't think the difficulty has really changed between the two systems. So, no. I don't think it's... And given some of the stuff that they're working on, I think that's actually going to improve off time zones ability to... For the wait, are we allowed to swear on this?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to improve the ability for off time zones to fuck with the sov owners.
By the way, there's no swearing. You can say every word but the F word. That's a little bit too. PG-13.
Oh shit! Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry guys. I'm really on.
I'll have to send an email to Manifest about this. No. But no, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, we can only be so I guess nitpicky about it until they actually post a dev blog saying this is what's going out, and then we can rip it apart and cuss at CCP and yell at them.
All we can do now is speculate wildly about how it's going to fix or hurt certain groups of people. So.
It is, and I think the other thing I think that everyone's kind of maybe forgetting or overestimating, I have no idea which, is human nature. I think human nature is going to throw a massive wrench in what everyone thinks is going to happen, and just the world's just going to burn. I just want New Eden to burn, to be honest.
I think my initial thought in terms of that is that people are going to be like, okay, what can I do with this to make it really terrible? Wahaha, because that's what's going to happen.
That's what everyone does everywhere, all the time. Yes. In Eve. Oh, sorry.
Especially, yes, I was gonna say.
So less about actual upcoming features and more about present day, what's happening right now. The Brave Newbies drama.
Yeah.
Have you been following that, CCP Larrikin?
No, not at all. Maybe you could tell me about it.
Have you been following it, Laz?
I've actually had a quick TLDR from Porkbutt right before this started, and basically what happened was, you have these people who've been getting picked on by Pandemic Legion for the past, I think, 3 or 4 months.
I hear they're not very nice.
Yeah, they're pretty big assholes in my opinion. I'm kidding, Pete. Don't hurt me. No, but,
don't come shoot me, please.
Elise is going to message me on Skype in a second, and really angry. But no, so basically, they're going to all the leadership and members of Brave. They're getting really, really sick of constantly getting hit on by these by Pandemic Legion and with their supers and Tempest.
Getting hit on, that is hilarious. PL is basically hitting on Brave. That's the thing. Well, and I'm just seeing Brave just being like, just leave me alone, PL. I don't like
just not
you.
Interested.
I'm going
please.
Away. Yeah,
that's actually a better analogy than it actually I thought it was when it came out.
It's amazing.
And so basically, the members are just getting tired of constantly getting harassed by these suitors.
Yes.
It's a love-hate relationship. they love.
Okay.
And it's,
So, and
so complicated.
They felt that, from what I was told, is that the ones who initiated the coup didn't feel that Licton was doing a good job giving them a direction and helping them out of the situation that they're currently in. And I believe a lot of this happened while Licton was away at FanFest, so he was really out of the loop.
It did.
And
he was at FanFest, and Liquid was his second in command. Was like, well, I don't know what to do. We keep getting hit by PL. Our morale is really down. It looks like Brave is falling apart at the seams. I think the right call is to pull out of Catch and just let PL have it. Little to Liquid's dismay, to only find out later about secret agreements, wherein as long as Gordon showed up to final timers, PL would leave the soft alone.
it happens. But then, like today, there's Licton did his own State of the Alliance where he announced that he is back in charge, and the CEOs of the Brave Corps, who originally voted to change the execute and perform the coup, they're all back supporting Licton again. So he's back in charge and running things in Brave. But I believe he also, I think, Sound was promoted to leading the coalition. I'm not sure if that's going to swap back again.
I think it was 2 weeks or something, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it was just a temporary appointment.
It is temporary. While BNI and Lichten kind of figure their shit out and get everything sorted and try to work together to kind of reinvigorate themselves, June Ting is taking over CEO for approximately 2 weeks. It's supposed to be a short-lived thing. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I have a question for... Wait, who is the actual host of this show?
Both of us?
You are.
No.
No? Wrong?
No.
What's your question?
I have the host for both of the lovely questions. I have the question for both of the lovely hosts. Why didn't you just get a BNI dude or dudette on here and they could tell us?
Next week.
Yeah, that's this coming week. Yeah.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry.
You just ruined the surprise for everyone.
I was going to announce it on YouTube. It's going to be like, oh my god, this is so exciting.
Can we get
Except in a week's time, this will be old news and no one will care, and it'll all be
I don't think this is going
I don't think this is going to be old news, and it'll definitely be interesting to get an inside sort of opinion on how everything's kind of played out. So.
Yeah.
And Azur asked a good question is, would you comment on the wisdom of not telling the second in command about critical diplomatic agreements? Which is...
I would not comment on that because players should play Eve how they want to play Eve. What I will comment on is Lichen. I met him at FanFest, and that man can drink. He puts me to shame. I am a shadow. He's a good man.
Do you have any opinions on it, Laz?
I believe we actually talked about this a little bit before the show actually started, and I believe you brought up a good point. Is you have this person who's going to be your second in command, your right hand, who's going to need to pick up the slack whenever you're out of pocket, not able to make calls. If you don't trust that person to make those calls, and you don't give him all the information he needs or all the tools he needs to actually lead the alliance, because effectively that's what he's doing if you're away on FanFest for a week, then how can he actually be your second in command? He can't
do things. He can't, do anything the way that you would want it done if he's not completely informed. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this whole issue just pretty much boils down to lack of communication and lack of faith in the people that are supposed to be supporting you and helping you, which is unfortunate because it didn't need to go down this way, and it did.
Yeah. And Zero G, thank you so much for the subscription, man. Thank you for obeying Hypno Kitten. And just rolling off that, with the CCP, we have Cyan Kumito, and we have Indy, who kind of act the interim, kind of running day-to-day stuff. And then we also have Blarf, the Sky Marshal, during wartime, who helps manage things. So if you don't trust those people enough to actually, basically, if you just disappeared off face of the earth, be able to pick up things and run them, and you can't go back and share them with the info later, and how are they supposed to lead effectively? And that's the big question there.
Yeah. I mean, everyone seems to be pretty happy though with Lichten back at the helm. So.
Yeah, my head was spinning. My head was spinning during that entire thing.
This is the way it shakes out, I suppose. The corp that took over, Nerd Panic, the name of the corp. I'm like 98% sure that's the name of the corp. They've been kicked from Brave. Anna, who's Anna's last name, can't pronounce it, is a he, which I learned today. Mm-hmm. He's been kicked, kind of burned all of his bridges by being involved in the almost coup that happened last year.
Well,
so,
and didn't a few of the higher-ups get blacklisted from Brave as well?
That I did not. That I'm not sure about.
The chat may know, but I heard that a few people, I believe Anna and Liquid, maybe.
Liquid has been given sort of a second chance, whereby, Lichten said that he considers him a close friend and that he really wants to try and mend things so far. So that's what I've heard so far about it.
Okay. Well, and the chat will probably comment on that as well. But so you Larrikin, you said you haven't been following the Brave drama as much. What about the Delve Fountain War? Have you?
Would you believe I actually completely missed that? You know I don't know what words are hard. I don't know what to call it. But that fight where you guys like DD'd a whole bunch of by you guys I mean players. I do not mean any specific group of or coalition of players, but the players of Eve DD'd a bunch of dreads and like a couple of carriers or something. I missed that fight. I was like
ZXB. Oh,
yeah,
that was Monday. Monday was that fight.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
ZXB final timer.
I was super excited. Like that was one of the things I wanted to do because I am now in the European time zone and not the Australian time zone. I was like, I can like go and be cloaked at these big battles and see them. And you had it on a public holiday. Thanks.
Oh, so you weren't at work, or?
Nope. And I don't have a computer or internet at my house.
Oh, that's
you don't. You have the keys to the office. You can just go and watch it on your work computer.
Well, I was actually also moving home at that particular moment. But
all
anyway,
I'm hearing is excuses. Is basically what's happening.
Yes, I have no defense. What I'm trying to say is I blame you specifically, as you should have known better.
It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
Maybe you just need to change the game code to where all of Icelandic holidays are in the system, to where no timers can actually come out on Icelandic holidays.
I feel like players would not be happy. I think we might have a lot of constructive criticism on the forums if we did that.
Constructive criticism.
I like that you keep calling it constructive criticism.
It's so political.
I know. It's great.
What he means is the nerd rage.
Right.
Constructive criticism.
of all the nerds.
So no, I missed that fight, but I have been keeping a little bit of an eye on it, and it seems like there's like been some pretty cool action, like going down in Delve. I'm a little bit sad. I can't I'm not going to be a part of it.
Can't you go out there like by yourself solo and just be a part of it, or is that not okay?
Well, my current character has not very many skill points, so.
Oh well, okay. I mean, Rifters. Rifters are the best. So
once you join CCP, they take your characters and they basically ban all of your accounts, like literally ban your accounts, so that you can't play them anymore.
It hurts, man. It hurts, but also happy. I don't know how that works.
It would make me really sad. Well, I mean, it's exciting new opportunities. You're at CCP. It's like, oh my god, this isn't so new and shiny, but my character.
Yeah. So
yes, that's exactly. I'm pointing, by the way, like my hands, but yes, that's how I feel.
Okay.
Sorry, what you were saying?
Well, the ZXB fight actually took a lot longer than it was supposed to. Whenever the CFC, I think they formed about 1,400 people throughout the timer against the N3's 400, 500 dudes.
So why did it take longer? Was it so like break it down for me, man? I wasn't there. Like, so give me this blow by blow. Perhaps
okay, so what I should have done is I actually should have preloaded some Eve maps onto the stream for this. But basically, you have ZXB, and it is the entrance system connected to Y-2. So you have the big, huge constellation gate, And what N3 did was they dropped about 100 bubbles pretty much on that gate.
Yep.
And so all the CFC with jump ranges being cut and everything between the two regions jumped into that. They weren't able to actually get past those bubbles without having to go through
They
them.
had to go through the gate.
Yeah, so with all the people jumping through the gate and the fight actually starting on that gate and time dilation kicking in, it's really, 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 well, it's a really huge pain in the ass to get out of these bubbles and time dilation. So with the CFC forces stuck on that gate, they were able to drop suicide dreads onto the SBU on the 5-C gate, which is only a two-gate system. And the way SOV works, if you don't have 51% of the gates covered, you cannot actually hurt a system. So if it's two gates, you have to have both gates. Go ahead.
I do realize you were actually probably saying how SOV works for the listeners, but also thank you for telling me how SOV works.
You're welcome. I wasn't sure if you were aware of that being.
I mean,
PL.
it helped me. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Pandemic Legion and their elite PvP don't actually know how SOV works.
I'll be less of a douchebag then.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, go on. So they've dropped suicide dreads on, like, I'm guessing the SBU on the other gate that you were trying to get through from the White gate.
Right.
Yeah. So did you guys what did you do? Did you drop in subs on them, or did you use the subs to clear the bubbles off the gate, then warp your all of your things, and then kill them with your Titans and Supers, or what?
We actually, all of our Supers and Titans were actually aligned to the station, and a handful of them were already out of bubbles and warped the station. So they were actually the first on grid. Like there was a handful of lone Supers and Titans that landed on the grid first, and then while everyone else was having to turn and warp to the gate, which our Super FC actually had our guys warp to the gate instead of the SW, so they landed a little bit far away. I believe from talking to the FCs, if they had warped to the SBU instead of the actual gate, they probably would have killed the Capitals before the SBU died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
so
it's good.
So they killed the SBU. You killed them. You decided to hang around, drop a new SBU, headed to the station. They're trying to rep with triage, and you guys like, no, have some DDs in the face.
Yeah, pretty much. So they had a bunch of carriers where they were undocking and trying to get rep cycles off, and then docking back up before they were DD'd, or before the Doomsday was able to go off. And they were able to rep it up, I believe, to 31% before basically there was so much firepower on the grid that they just could not. It was just like,
no, no longer. And all this time, I assume they're also skirmishing with you with their subcaps and. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like a super awesome fight. I am legitimately jealous. I did not see it or participate.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably one of the biggest battles that's going to be in this SOV system. I'm not sure if we're going to see big fights like this, being that they're trying to spread out the fights to multiple systems. Yeah. So this was kind of one of those last battles I think we'll see of that magnitude that aren't going to be spread out all over the place over a constellation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would have, that sounds like a fun fight. Like, what's happened since then? Have there been any other big battles, or?
No. Since then, it's been pretty quiet. Black Legion, who was part of N3 to start this war, has actually decided to move into wormholes. So, and one of the main corps in NC Dot has announced that it's leaving. So it's things are kind of falling apart, to put it lightly.
That's sad.
Well, on that sad note, let's move into Q&A and giveaways.
Yeah, we can do that.
Wait, are you guys really strict about how long the show runs? Because we've got 3 minutes.
Usually.
Yeah, typically, we try to keep about an hour, but if we get a little bit over, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do Q&As. There's one question that came in a while ago that I'll start off with, and it's, of course, directed at you, Larrikin, talking about, would you be able to give some kind of pro tips on how devs can properly take in player input and changes and, show the process by which they do so and are very open about their changes? Is there a good kind of balanced way to do that you can give some advice on to other people out there?
So can I just clarify the question? Do you mean what's the best way for players to give input, or do you mean what's the best way for devs to show how the player input affects
the second part,
design process?
Yeah.
I will talk to people. Wait, I just need to take some... Yes, I will talk to people. I will remember that. And I think that's a super awesome idea.
I meant talk about it now.
I don't know if I can and or how.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Also, we only have 2 minutes left on the show.
Oh,
it's
fine.
going to go a
You're
little bit
fine.
because we have to do
We're gonna run
giveaways and
over a
everything.
little
So
bit. It happens.
Well, okay. Actually, no. Here's an example. Let's talk about the Entosis Link stuff, right? Okay. So CCP announced that we're going to do this whole Entosis Link with a new solve system, and immediately players are like, "Lol, lol, lol! Troll scepters are going to be hilarious." Right? And so CCP was like, hey, that's not super awesome. We should totally do something about it. And I'm sure the people who've been watching have seen the stats that have been announced on the forums for the new Entosis links.
Yes.
And if anyone has ever has bothered to try and fit an interceptor with a Tech 2 Entosis link, good luck. Right? So that's a really, really practical example about CCP going, hey, yeah, we don't like that idea either. That's actually valid feedback. Let's make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I definitely saw a lot of that, and when I thought about it, I was like, oh, please no. So.
Yeah. So yeah, look, there's a good example. I actually there's so many. I'm new and shiny, but I will find more examples and maybe more ways we can make the effect of people's feedback be more obvious on the game design process. I think that would be kind of cool.
So then someone else did come in and ask, what is the best way for player input to be heard and be taken seriously by devs?
Okay, so seriously, if you're giving a feedback to a direct feature, 95% of the time we will post about it on the Evo forums. If you make a reasoned post, if you give us actual constructive criticism and not expletive constructive criticism, we will read it. Look, to be honest, even if you swear, we'll read it, but we will probably, we're more likely to take it seriously if you reason out your argument. If you say, lol, 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 troll scepters, we're just going to go, I don't know what troll scepters mean, or, that was
nice.
Amazing criticism, but I'm going to read the next post. If you say, hey, I think there's a problem with this, I think people are going to use interceptors with these and do this, and I don't think this will be very good, etc., etc., we're going to read that and go, hey, this guy's got a point. Maybe we should do something about it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so that's number one. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to get your feedback out there.
Cool, appreciate it.
Okay, so let's get one of our giveaways started as we find more questions for you. Is there anything in particular you'd like to give away, Laz?
No, I chose last week, so it's your turn.
Oh God. Okay. Yay. I'm really bad at this because I don't know what ships people like right now because I'm shit at EVE Online, which is unfortunate. So what?
Well, go for it. You're good.
I'm thinking a Confessor, a Dramiel, a Cinnable, because I like Cinnables, and a Daredevil.
All right.
So that's going to be the giveaways. So we'll probably roll the 4 of those non-sub giveaways very quickly in order. So spam in chat in order to get entered to win. The sub giveaways will be decided by Larrikin and announced in a couple minutes.
How do I do that? What do?
Well, we have a list for you that you can choose from, and you can pick it.
Right. All right. Sorry, I thought I had to pick someone's name or something.
No. We have a tried and tested formula that we can't share the math on. It's actually a Chrome app, but yeah. Yeah. So, also speaking of giveaways, thank you Lock17 for subscription, and Laz's beard is awesome. I like your username, buddy. Really like it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Thanks in the subscriptions. For the giveaway, guys, if you're not following the stream, you cannot win. So make sure you click that follow button. Other than that, make sure you type something in chat. It doesn't matter what you type, but you can type Laz's beard is awesome. You can call me a butt. You can call Larrikin a kiwi. It's all up to you.
Whatever.
He is from New Zealand.
I'm not sure he agreed to that, but all right.
And CCP Fozzie did say in chat, if you do swear in your post, they will probably just read it and then laugh at you.
If your constructive criticism contains lots of sweary words, we will read it and move on. I would never laugh at anyone.
Well, that's awfully nice of you. That's awfully Canadian of you, actually, is what that
There was
is.
also another question asking about once you leave CCP about your accounts getting unbanned, and I do believe they do give you your stuff back,
Yes.
guys. They don't take away your stuff and then say, you can
Never have it back.
No, you get it all back. When I get fired, when Laz gets me fired, I'll get all my stuff back.
So
I like
tomorrow,
that it's when and not if.
I feel like I've just accepted my fate.
so you're like faulty now.
It's really
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. It's really sad. Thanks.
I feel a little bad now.
Yeah.
You should, to be honest, mate.
So, as we are
to
giving,
pick a ship?
yeah. So did you give them a list?
I screwed up. Cinnables and Daredevils are for subscribers. So I'm not giving away a Cinnable and a Daredevil.
No, you can't. We already announced it. We're gonna have to give it away now.
No, I can't. I gotta undo it. Undo. Backspace. Backspace. Backspace.
All right.
So Professor Dramiel. No, I can't give away Cinnable.
Yeah,
what?
you can.
This is
I was
so
about to say
confusing.
that's yes.
Cinnables
so
in both. Okay, so Cinnable is totally a thing, and Daredevil's also totally a thing. Okay, screw it. They're both things. I lied. I'm losing it. It's okay, guys. I'm just losing my mind. No big deal. No big deal. Right? Right?
All right. So Confessor, Dramiel, and Cinnable. Yes.
And Daredevil.
Yes. All right. And then
For
Daredevil.
non-subs. Sorry, Laz.
That's okay.
Laz is probably like, dear God, Jesus, please.
So guys, we're gonna be doing that roll in just a second. Make sure you're following the chat. Make sure you're not following the chat, following the stream, and then saying something in chat so you can enter. And PGL just reminded me, Pro God Legend, that Pro God Legend will be on the Matani.com stream after this show to do a NPSI fleet, so that you should all tune in on. As far as I know, there will be a nice little brawl on that. So tune into that. See Pro God Legend stream some FCing and help support him as well.
For sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll these and give these away. All right. Oh God. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sigmund Droid Reg. Sigmund Droid Reg. Congratulations, you've won a Confessor. That's
sweet. Congratulations, buddy. Completely rigged. Waiting for the rig spam.
It's my favorite spam, honestly.
So we can probably go ahead and do the once he speaks up, maybe. There we go.
He has spoken up.
All right, so we can probably go ahead and go straight into the next one.
Yes. Hazel 1337. You have won a Dramiel. Congratulations. Woo. Woo. I like giving away fast ships and tackle-y type ships and frigates and stuff because those are my favorite kinds of ships. So, that's what you can expect when I have to choose. Hope that's all right.
Wookie Bear, that's a really good idea. We need a rigged emote.
We do need a rigged emote.
If you guys have suggestions for the actual picture that will go by on it for the rigged, go ahead and send it to thematani@thematani.com. So any suggestions can go there, guys.
All right, Don_Gately, you have won a Cinnable. Congratulations. We also need like a popper emote, one of those party poppers. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Do I sound like I'm crazy?
No, I do. No, you're a little bit crazy, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about because they don't have those in civilized countries.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you're Australian, she's Canadian.
That's why we love tea. You see.
I don't think you understand what civilized means, Laz.
I'm American.
He doesn't have to understand. That's
freedom!
The point.
Yep.
Tell me how those medical bills sound with that freedom. I'm gonna roll the last one. Arun 101. You have won a Daredevil. Congratulations. Party popper noise.
Woo! That
There you
wasn't
go.
a party popper noise. That was just me wooing.
I really want a party popper now, so that every time someone wins something, I can just be like. Poof.
Someone says we need music from the Wheel of Fortune while this is going on.
Okay, Laz, you want to go ahead and put it into subscriber mode for me?
We can. Sweet.
All right.
It is now in sub mode.
So subs, of course, in a moment when my chat reloads, because I have to open it and close it, go ahead, spam anything you want. And Larrikin, what 2 sub ships would you like to give away?
I would like you to give away on behalf of me that was a lot of words. And a Shimu. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Totally. And a nightmare.
So when you say on behalf of you mean you're going to send them from your CCP account?
No.
Nope.
He's never going to come on the show again.
I like the way he says no every time you suggest something crazy.
He's never going to come on again.
I've enjoyed this. This has been good, but no. I mean, I feel like I'll have a lot of free time on my hands soon, and I'll be able to come on the show whenever you want. Also, probably less reason for you to want me on the show shortly, but we know.
Oh.
Swings and roundabouts.
All right, so guys, we're gonna give this a couple more minutes. All you subs, this is a subscriber only giveaway. This is one of our benefits to you guys for helping support us, support the stream. We thank you guys for tuning in. And after this, like I said, guys, we will be doing another stream with Pro God Legend, who's going to be FCing an NPSI fleet, which he is saying that there will be a pretty good fight that's going to be coming out of that. So hopefully you tune into that, and it's going to be starting up right after this. And other than that, guys, make sure you enter the giveaway for our subs, and we'll probably do the roll in 60 seconds.
Yeah, Sundays are we're turning it into I think the name became Fun in the Bot Lane. That's turning into a thing. So Sundays, probably starting around 2 most days, will be me streaming my failures in the bot lane and having people call me bad as a support lane, as a support main or an ADC main. So that'll be fun, having my support call me complete shit or having my ADC yell at me for not going in when they're out of position, and fun stuff like that. Typical bot lane nonsense.
And for everyone who tuned into the War Warship stream, we now have 50 beta codes to give away for the next time we do that.
Yeah, Astronautistic, for the time being, Subday Sunday is being shelved for now. And when as time goes on, we'll repurpose it and bring it back in. But for the moment, it is being shelved. And then Tuesday is Eve stream. Oh, well, that's Newbie Tuesday. Right, Laz?
Yes, Newbie Tuesdays is Tuesdays, and then this week we're going over fleet etiquette and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll both of these. So the Ashamu. Oh. Well, the Ashamu goes to Hazel1337. Congratulations. 2 ships for you, my friend.
All right, next.
Combat Zerg, one of our new subscribers.
Sweet.
You have won a nightmare.
Congratulations, buddy.
Everyone in chat is so mad that Hazel.
All right, subs. One last TMC TV lick, which we should be getting new emotes soon. I believe they've already been made. They just have to be uploaded. So one last TMC lick in chat before I turn sub off.
Done.
That I didn't even know.
He's like, I don't even know what these words mean. What?
I don't. Something. I'm just not. Nope.
Nope.
All right, sweet. So, guys, that is going to kind of wind things down for the day. Thank you all for tuning into this meta show, and thank you CCP Larrikin for tuning in with us. I will send an email to Ned, make sure that you are safe from getting fired, that it was all my fault.
Thank you, Laz. I feel like I will buy you a drink of some description.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, if you won something today, guys, make sure you message the channel with your Eve name. Otherwise, we have no way of knowing who you are and who to contract to. So message TMC channel and tell us your Eve name, please.
All right, guys. So with that, we're going to go ahead and sign it out. Thank you again for everyone tuning in. Thank you, CCP Larrikin and Nystrik, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. And make sure you stay for PGL stream after this.
All right, bye.